So for the bioethical, so yeah. So exemption on violence against women. So when RA 9262 may not apply if a woman voluntarily undergoes an abortion without coercion or abuse, the father cannot be held liable. Okay? Under this law. Next, however, under revised penal code, still no illegal even um pag hindi siya pinilit, no? Sa mother side naman yung point sa revised penal code. Okay? So yeah. So next is exemption or legal abortion. So Philippines unlikely to unlike other countries, okay, the Philippines does not allow abortion or even for rape or incest, fetal abnormalities, or risk to mother's health. So, however, life-saving medical procedures that unintentional result in fetal loss may be allowed under principle of double effect. So, pag sinabi nating principle of double effect, double-edged sword, meaning there is both downfall. Ano yun? Papapiliin ka. Okay? Buhay ng bata o buhay ng baby. Yung mga ganyan, double sword effect. Or is it um is it rational that you still keep the baby even though he would have terminal illness or magkakaroon ng complications or abnormalities, yung mga ganyang bagay. Okay? So, yan ang mga problem with this one. Okay? So, sa Pilipinas, kahit rape or incest siya na result, hindi siya pinapayagan. Okay? Next is euthanasia. So, for euthanasia, derived from the Greek word euthanatos, meaning good death. So, refers to the practice of deliberately ending a person's life to relieve suffering, particularly in cases of terminal illness or unbearable pain. So, often associated with mercy killing or assisted dying. So, this is a distinction between euthanasia and assisted suicide. So, pag sinabi natin euthanasia, a third party or a physician usually performs the act that causes the death of the patient. Pag assisted suicide naman, the person takes their own life but receives assistance from a physician that usually prescribe a lethal medication. At anong nangyayari doon? Ano nangyayari pagka dyan? So, on this one, sa euthanasia, pwedeng you remove the vent o kaya naman um, binibigyan nyo ng calcium. Okay? Na calcium. Okay? Sinasaksakan ng calcium ng doktor. But that is euthanasia. Okay? Yung doktor ang gumagawa. Okay? Pero pag assisted, nire-resetahan lang. At si pasyente ang bahalang uminom ng gamot. Okay? So that is one. So mercy killing ito. Okay. Types of euthanasia. So we do have types of euthanasia. First is voluntary euthanasia, conducted with patient's full consent, legal in countries such as Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Canada. Okay. Oh, if a physician assists, it is called physician-assisted suicide. Okay. If assisted. Okay, but so that's voluntary. May consent yung pasyente. Sinabi niyang gusto niya nang mamatay at gusto niya nang tapusin ang kanyang buhay. But, no, mayroong mga provision yan. Hindi yan basta-basta pinapayagan. Especially, no, sinabi natin kanina, the terminally ill and the um, the terminally ill and the unbearable pain. Okay? So, yan yung mga pwedeng ganyan. Non-voluntary euthanasia performed when the patient is unable to give consent. So, if ever So yan, again, this is human right violation kasi hindi naman siya alright. Okay? So yeah, female genital mutilation. So there are types and procedures of female genital mutilation. Okay? So FGM varies in severity, ranging from minor alteration to extensive removal of genital tissue. So the WHO classifies your female genital mutilation into four types, such as type 1, clitoridectomy, wherein this is partial or total removal of the clitoris of the female. So, tatanggalin yung clitoris mo. Next, type 2, excision, wherein partial or total removal of clitoris and including your labia minora with or without removal of your labia majora. Okay, kasama ang labia pag type 2. Pag type 3, infibulation, narrowing of the vaginal opening by cutting and repositioning the labia minora or majora, often requiring later surgical intervention for childbirth. And type 4, other harmful procedure including pricking, piercing, scraping, and cauterizing the genital area. So ano bang ginagawa dito? Usually, tinatanggal daw nila in order to circumcise kasi wala naman daw function. Okay? Wala naman daw function. And this one also prevents unintentional intercourse daw. Okay, daw. It's daw. So these are the types. So pag clitoral, ito lang ang tinatanggal. Okay, ayan lang, clitoris lang talaga. Pag type 2, kasama either this labia minora or the labia majora. Okay? Pag type 3, ayan, liliitan lang. Ito lang yun, no? Okay? Vaginal opening for menstruation lang. Ayan, ito lang, sobrang liit. Sinasara nila ito. And pagka type 4, usually yan, burning, sinusunog yung clitoris, tinutusok or nilalagyan ng piercing in other areas. So those are your types. So here, as an example. So pagka type 1, clitoral, ito lang itatanggalin, the clitoris. Okay, pag type 2, clitoris or labia minora or majora kasama. Okay? Ayan. So, pag type 3, okay, ito yun. Liliitan nila. Okay, usual, tatahiin pa yun eh. Yan, ganito yung type 3. Yan. Okay, this is type 2 pa rin. Yan, kasama yan. Okay, yan, liliitan lang nila. Tanggal lahat. Yan, liliitan lang nila yung butas for menstrual flow lang talaga. So, cultural and social justification of your female genital mutilation, wherein it is a deep-rooted with cultural tradition, societal norms rather than medical necessity. Okay, unlike your male circumcision that is usually in prevention of um, cases of, what do you call this? I forgot. The phimosis, yan. Prevention of phimosis, okay? Phimosis is yung naiipit yung glans penis due to small opening of your skin or foreskin. So causing restriction of blood flow. So kaya siya usually ginagawa talaga sa males in order to prevent that phimosis. Okay? Pero in females, wala siyang medical reference as to performing of your female genital mutilation. So conform to traditional customs and expectations. So women who undergo female genital mutilation are considered more socially acceptable, especially in African countries. Okay, this is very very common. Okay, mark the transition to adulthood. So some cultures view FGM as a part of initiation ceremonies. Okay, preserve virginity and prevent promiscuity. Okay, reducing sexual urges is believed to ensure woman's purity until marriage. Yan yung usually type 4, type 3 sinasara. Okay? Enhanced marriageability, wherein in some society, uncut women are seen as unfit for marriage. So, kung hindi ka FGM, hindi ka pwedeng pakasalan. Okay? And usually, ano, pagka ginawa yung FGM, the removal of clitoris removes the sexual pleasure of the female genitalia. Kaya nawawala ng pleasure during sexual intercourse. Okay? And promote femininity and modesty. So removal of unclean body part is thought to be enhancing the moral character and religious or spiritual belief. Although no major religion mandates FGM, some communities falsely attribute it to religious teaching. Yeah. So immediate and long-term health consequences. So first consequence or complication sa immediate, of course, after mo i-FGM, there could be excessive bleeding or hemorrhage that could lead to severe blood loss and death. Okay. It could also cause shock due to extreme pain and trauma. Masakit yan kasi that is your clitoris is full of nerve endings. That's why, no, is little stimulation of your clitoris could have a great effect on your body. And if ever it is being mutilated, of course, there is great pain also. Okay? Severe pain caused by the absence of anesthesia. In most cases, talagang hinihiwa lang nila. And infection, of course, including tetanus and sepsis due to unsterile tools and conditions. So, yung iba kasi syempre, they have unsanitary practices when it comes to this kind of procedures. And the long-term effect, chronic pain, no, caused by nerve damage and scar tissue. And usually this is the case of teenagers, no, na they have painful sexual intercourse, no, kasi nga, ayan, the scarring of the tissue. Okay? Urinary and bladder issues such as infection, pain, and obstruction. Siyempre, if improperly done, it could obstruct your urethra. And the urethra is very proximal to your clitoris. That's why it could cause obstruction. Okay? Complication during childbirth increases risk of prolonged labor, obstetric fistula, stillbirth, and maternal mortality. Why? Because of course the vaginal opening or the vagina, the genitals, not the vagina, the genitals, okay, the external genitalia is being altered, and that could be a cause of delay. Okay, the delay of your childbirth. That's why, no, may mga complication na ganyan. Next, infertility. Okay, due to infection and damage to reproductive organs and sexual dysfunction leading to lifelong trauma, pain, and distress. Kasi nga, nawawala ng sensation usually, okay, if you cut your clitoris. And psychological and emotional suffering such as post-traumatic syndrome, okay, and your anxiety, depression, and feeling of betrayal. Okay, so ethical and moral concerns as to female genital mutilation. So, of course, violation of human rights. FGM infringes upon girls' right to health, security, and physical integrity, considered a form of child abuse and gender-biased violence. No? Syempre, okay? And right of freedom. No? The women are often forced to undergo FGM without informed consent. So kahit ayaw mo, basta nasa culture, go. Tanggal. Okay? Many are subjected to community pressure, especially family coercion or religious interpretation. And the rights to life and survival. No? Risk of death due to excessive bleeding, infection, or complication due to childbirth makes FGM life-threatening. And the global and legal response to female genital mutilation. So international law bans, okay, the UN, United Nations, and World Health Organization classify FGM as a violation of human rights, and many countries have outlawed FGM, enforcing severe legal penalties against the practitioners. So in the Philippines, the Philippine Constitution and Women's Right Law uphold protection for the women, violence and harm in practices such as your Magna Carta of Women. Yan, promotes women's right but does not explicitly criminalize FGM kasi hindi naman siya nakalagay sa provision. Pero the form of no consent and is illegal. Okay? While not widely practiced in the Philippines, efforts to continue raise awareness and prevent its introduction. So some parts of the Philippines, no, pwedeng may mga areas that do FGM. Okay? So alternative to FGM, respecting cultural tradition without harm. So many FGM practicing communities have developed alternative rites of passage to replace harmful procedures such as symbolic initiation ritual, so celebrating the girl translation without the genital cutting. Educational empowerment programs, no rights and their rights, no medical and psychological support, providing the healthcare therapy to post FGM survivors. So FGM in the Philippines. So in the Philippines, primarily observed among certain Muslim communities in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, which includes provinces such as Basilan, Sulut, Hawit-Hawi, Maguindanao, and Lanao del Sur. So the prevalence is unknown, no? But high prevalence in specific communities. So informal surveys suggest that FGM prevalence rates range from 80 to 86% among girls and women in some Muslim communities within the BARM. And age and procedure, usually the procedure is typically performed on girls from infancy up to the age of 8. So the most common practice form in this community is classified as type 4. So ano yung type 4 natin? Pinipierce, biniburn, okay? Includes procedures such as pricking, piercing, or incising the genital area. So, cultural context. So, terminology within the community, FGM as referred as a pagsunat or something pag-Islam. Sometimes pag-Islam. So, yung mga tawag dito sa Pilipinas. And traditional practitioners are largely carried out by traditional practitioners, often without medical training. So, what are the health implications as to this? So, potential complication. So, while the type 4 is considered less severe than other forms, it can still lead to possible health issues such as infections, scarring, and even psychological trauma. And the legal status. So, the Philippines, no, lack of official data and legislation. So, there is no official national statistic on female genital mutilations. Sabi nga natin, wala tayong information or data na accurate as to the prevalence of FGM in the Philippines. And currently, there is no specific law that explicitly bans the practice since wala nga tayong data. So, kaya walang nagpo-push. And this absence of legislation imposes challenges for advocacy and intervention efforts. So advocacy and awareness, so ongoing efforts. So there are advocates working to raise awareness about the health risks of human rights concern and associated with FGM. And efforts include community education and pushing legal measures to protect girls and women from this practice. Next is contraception. So for contraceptions, okay, artificial birth method. So this is also known as artificial birth method. So your artificial birth methods include birth control, wherein it refers to the use of various methods, including devices, drugs, and even surgical procedures to prevent your pregnancy. And these methods allows individual to plan and decide when they want to have children. So such as we can categorize these birth control methods or artificial birth methods into this one. So first is contraception. So this prevents your fertilization of an ovum by the sperm. So we do have various method as to contraception. First is barrier method, wherein you put barrier, okay, on where on the penis or in the cervix of the female. So you can use condoms. Sponges is really a sponge, no? Parang sponge na nilalagay sa vaginal canal in order for it to absorb the sperm and not to and to prevent it from traversing your cervix. Okay, cervical cups. It is put no over the cervical um cervix over the cervix in order no para siyang cervical condom na nakapatong. And the diaphragms, no, to prevent entering of your para siyang malaking cervical cap, the diaphragm. Okay, pamaya may pictures tayo. Okay, hormonal methods, so such as oral contraceptives. So again, oral contraceptives or birth control pills are not only utilized for contraception. They are usually utilized no in medical management, especially of hormone disorder The common one is your PCOS or your PCOS, your polycystic ovary. Okay? So, injectable contraceptives, meron din. And even implants. Your implants usually last for about 3 to 5 years, depending on the brand. Okay? Parang pwedeng 3 to 5 years. And replaceable. Okay? Saan niya nilalagay? Usually sa braso. Okay? Same with injectable. Pag injectable contraceptives naman, usually this lasts for about 3 months. Okay? One shot could protect you for 3 months. Okay? So, oral contraceptives naman, kailangan continuous every day. Okay. Next, categories of birth control method. So, contragestion. So, prevent the implantation of fertilized egg or the blastocyst. So, what are this? So, example is intrauterine device. And also, this intrauterine devices could cause hormonal control, no? Especially the copper part of this IUD. Okay, abortion, no? The termination of the developing embryo or fetus through chemical or surgical means. Moral implications of the artificial birth control. So, of course, there are pro-life perspective wherein they argue that artificial birth control deliberately suppresses the natural outcome of sexual activity, which is procreation daw. So, of course, kaya nga argue yan eh, no? Argument yan. Okay, traditional Catholic teachings consider contraception as anti-life and contrary to the nature of conjugal acts and believe that artificial contraception leads to sexual immorality. Example of your premarital and exmarital sex. So, ang view ng Catholic Church, okay, the union of is the start of life. Okay, and that it is no um suppressing the natural way. So, I don't think na in a healthcare perspective, this is a healthcare, especially those who cannot sustain the life of an individual. Okay? So, it depends on, kaya nga sa bioethical issue. Okay? Kasi issue talaga siya. And we do have our own perspective as to this. Then ethical perspective. So some believe that contraception provide individual reproductive autonomy. Of course, you decide for yourself when you will have your baby. Okay? Seen as a means of family planning, population control, and preventing unwanted pregnancy. So, kaya nga yung mga pro-life, are they responsible for providing the means to live doon sa bata? So, that's an ethical dilemma. Okay? So, culture, human value development and ethical consideration. So, cultural influence on value system. So, ethical beliefs are shaped by cultural environment and societal norms, such as here in the Philippines. So, we do have the Catholic Church, and individual has innate capacity to develop moral and ethical values. So, of course, no, as a Catholic, sometimes, most of the time, no, it is, and a healthcare practitioner, no, medyo both my beliefs are clashing. So we weigh on what is needed. And the human act, okay, voluntary acts performed knowingly and intentionally. So the key elements, of course, the knowledge, your awareness to your actions and your freedom. Okay, the act is done voluntarily. And voluntariness, of course, action is intentional. So, what are the methods of contraception? So, first is prior to sexual intercourse. So, you do have calendar method wherein this is a natural and cost effective, but and does not require any medication at all. But okay, this is usually less effective, and this is just based on the tracking of women's menstrual cycle to determine safe periods. So, usually 28-day cycle for menstruation. So the first 5 days after menstruation and the 5 days before the menstruation is the safe days to have an intercourse. Okay? So yun yung mga dates. So 28 days, check. 5 days before and 5 days after. Okay? And no adverse effects since this is natural. But no, mababa yung chances or yung safety. Okay, contraceptive pills, no, hormonal medication taken before intercourse. So usually for it to work, usually you need it to be taken at around for about 7 days na or 1 week before intercourse. Kasi it is not effective pagka isa lang, okay, makikipag-sex ako tomorrow, kailangan ko uminom ng isa. Hindi ganun yun. Okay, usually a week preparation before you have an intercourse and works by preventing ovulation or thickening the cervical mucus in order to trap your sperm. So it has an immediate effect such as nausea, vomiting, and headache, but still, no, it depends on the person. Okay, and long-term risk such as hypertension, stroke, and heart attack. Okay, mga yan. Next, another is intrauterine device. So a T-shaped device inserted into the uterus to prevent pregnancy and can last up to 10 years. And some contain hormones, no? But usually the copper provides you hormonal control. And possible side effects is usual bleeding because the device is inserted in the uterus. Okay? And cramping and uterine infection, okay, due to the presence of a foreign body. Okay, next, during sexual intercourse, you can use condoms. Okay, a latex sheet worn over the penis. Okay, but also we do have condoms for females, wherein you inserted it on your vaginal canal up to your cervix. Okay, medyo unpleasant lang yung feeling. Okay, effective, no, for contraception and protection against sexually transmitted diseases, especially if you will have multiple partners. Okay, no known adverse effect for your sperms, and usually the condoms, sorry, no adverse effect to the user. Usually, the condoms has also the spermicides. Okay, spermicides are chemical agents, cream, gel, foam, tablets inserted into the vaginal canal before intercourse. So, may spermicide din yung condom, kaya may liquid yan sa loob usually. Can cause birth defect if fertilization occurs. So, kung matuloy yung pagbubuntis, pwede mag-cause ng birth defect. Then, interruptus or your withdrawal method. Coitus meaning sex. Huh? Withdrawal method. No? The penis is withdrawn before ejaculation or before you reach your peak, and high risk of failure due to timing difficulty. So sometimes pag hindi kayang pigilan, huwag kayong mag-withdrawal method kung hindi kayang pigilan. And no side effect but unreliable for pregnancy prevention because you contain your pre-cum. And pre-cum, okay, during sexual intercourse, pre-cum still contains a little amount of sperm. And that little amount of sperm could cause pregnancy. Okay? So kaya this is very unreliable, the withdrawal method. After sexual intercourse, so you could use emergency contraceptive pills or ECPs. So these are levonorgestrel, based pills such as Plan B, Postinor, Nordet, Traspil. No, these are available over the counter, or this is usually the morning after pill na tayo natawag. Okay? So, most effective when taking within 72 hours after intercourse. So, after 3 days, pwede. Pero usually, more effective siya if you taken it after the sexual intercourse or the morning after. Okay? Effectiveness around 75 to 89% if taken within the recommended time, and works by preventing fertilization and ovulation and even implantation. So, side effect usually same with your contraception kasi this is a contraceptive pill. Okay? Okay, so yan, meron pa tayo. So you do have your ulipristal acetate. So same, can be taken within 5 days after intercourse. Okay? And combined oral contraceptive or USPE. Okay? Usually, high dose of regular birth control containing estrogen and progesterone. Progestin must taken in 2 doses, 12 hours apart, but less effective and more likely to cause side effects such as nausea and other emergency contraceptive complications. So the moral issues and the use of contraception. So frustration of the generation of new life. So some religious and ethical perspective argues that contraception contradicts the natural purpose of sexual activity and, of course, separation of the unitive and procreative aspect of sex. okay, based on Pope Paul VI encyclical Humane Vitae. Okay, contraception is seen as a disrupting of natural link between sexual intimacy and procreation. And ethical dilemmas include prescribing hormonal contraceptive, male infertility treatment, same-sex contraception, assistance and artificial reproductive technology. I forgot, no, there are permanent contraception methods. So you do have also yung tubal ligation wherein you ligate the female tubes, no, yung ating fallopian tubes, no, in order for the sperm not to traverse to the egg. Yan, meron ganyan. And even what do you call this in the male counterpart, your I forgot. Oh my god. The yeah, the cutting or the clipping of your vas deferens. I forgot. Ligation on the females. On the males is oh my god, I forgot talaga. See later. Okay, the morally right perspective views contraception as a responsible approach to family planning and advocates to reproductive right and freedom of choice. And of course, morally good perspective emphasizes in the importance of ethical consideration in reproductive health and considered the well-being of families, individual, and society in birth control decisions. So these are the samples. So you do have vaginal rings, yan. Female condom. So mukha siyang male condom but it has two rings. So the other one is inserted upward towards your cervix, and this one the opening end is outside, no, and onto the outside of your female genitalia. National planning, calendar method, condoms. No, this is emerging contraceptive patch, but here in the Philippines, I don't notice anyone using this one. Okay, meron pa, wala pa sa atin. The IUD with copper wiring, okay, oral contraceptives and the injectables. So the laws related, of course, your RH law or the Responsible Parenthood and Reproductive Act. So ensure universal access to contraception such as birth control pills, condom, IUDs, injectables and implants, and even tubal ligation. So usually here in the Philippines, if you have already three childs or two, usually tinatanong yung pasyente, if you want to have tubal ligation. Okay? I remember na the vasectomy on male vasectomy. Okay? Provides free contraceptives in government hospital and health centers, especially for the poor families kasi sila yung mas active sa procreation. And mandates age-appropriate sex education in school. Okay? Allows access to family planning service in both public and private healthcare facilities and give married couples the right to decide on their family size through responsible parenthood. Next, another is expanded maternity leave, RA 11210, wherein while mainly about maternity leave, this law also promotes postpartum family planning counseling, including contraceptive options. No, kaya usually, no, after manganak, no, basta nagregla na or nag-menstruate na ang isang babae, pwede na yung mabuntis. And usually, kaya nire-resetahan pa ng contraceptives after manganak kasi para ma-prevent pa yung following pregnancy. Okay? And the Philippine Population uh, RA 6365 and its amendment so establishes the National Population Program to promote family planning and responsible parenthood. And it also recognizes contraception as a tool for population management and maternal health. Another is Magna Carta of Women, 9710. Of course, guarantee the right of women to the affordable reproductive health and including your contraceptive access and prohibit discriminalization in reproductive health services. So that's all for the bioethical issues.